privilege that it is to have me working in their community. They're really gonna miss me when I'm gone. And I'm excited for the future. I've been living life with no expectations. But I will rage for persistent without compromise. And the world tells me that I am something that I'm not. I was an example for people that play victim. Although I may not have gotten up and ran, and I waddled, from someone that used to walk 10 miles a day for months. When I tell you that going from this part of the woods half a mile that way, less, maybe a quarter mile, to me, it felt the same. Now, I want to show you guys the only reason they did that was as a fuck you. I've done nothing to them. I had permission to be here. They know I had permission to be here. So I want to say that even though I'm mad and I'm disappointed in them for their cruelty, I'm going to retaliate with progress in my own life because they never mattered in the first place. So even though these people spent a long time of their day trying to make sure that my life would be worse, just to make my life worse, for reasons I can't fully understand, by choice, I'm no longer going to waste my time or my life giving them any attention. But I will say that the characters that I saw made me sick. And I'd love to get to know the history of this place, to find out how these people became such cruel, inauthentic, creatures, like little weasels. To me, they all look like little weasels that walk around pretending. And I don't think I'm projecting, because I've seen so much where every day, coming from a place where you have to be hyper vigilant because at any moment anything could happen to you, and you've had to fight for your life several times, that was spring of the moment they just show up and descend on you. For a long time, since I was 3. I can tell you I'm a very good judge of character. I'm going to buy, first I'm going to throw these out. Today's the new year. It's the last day before 2025. It's a constricting year of 2024. Saturn had us constricted. We were in the storm. Your life may have felt overwhelming in a way where you had to fight to get out, or you had to sit and hide and hold it until the storm ended. Usually I get one name in the fall of every year. I get a name for the album that's going to represent the year ahead. In 2019, I had Soul. In 2021, I had Swords. In 2022, I had Sundance. In 2023, I had Storm. And in 2024, I have this concoction, like a bouquet of flowers, of 5 different things. But they're all centered around in the same piece. So they all have the same colors. Whereas Sundance was the year encompassing 2023. And that was orange and green. Blue, black, and red. But it was a journey in between them. Storm was deep gray, maroon, dark brown. The colors were given a deeper hue because of the contrast of the gray. As the rain does, you see how all these colors seem to be brighter, even though it's just as dark. And you can't see the rain right now, but somehow the camera knows how the moisture in the air, and it makes the colors brighter. It makes everything more vivid. 2022 was this deep blue with this shining white. And that was Swords. And 2020 was pink, purple, yellow, white, vivid green. It just seems to be getting darker, doesn't it? More serious. But that was the same way. If you go back to Ed Sheeran's Multiply Plus, it was dark then. It's still just as dark, it cycles. I thought that my purpose was to fight until I knew who I was, because I never had any sense of identity other than the skills I could utilize. And myself, it was my creative style in the moment. Before I knew about how to describe it with the proof of the facts of how I was born. Now I've learned the greatest gift that I've had is my ability to be nothing at all. I didn't need acid as a child. The only thing that did was give me access to more realms. It just expanded me to be able to be a greater sense of what I already was. which was nothing but the appreciation of everything around me. And what I chose to do with the infinite and what I was given. Like Legos. On a mountain that no one could get to. In a ski chalet no one could afford. With a father no one understood. And the only people that I meet on this long journey that bear any resemblance to the love that I hold are the animals that venture out of the forest where they feel safe into this cruel, unforgiving world. So I know if there was anyone that deserved to be famous, it'd probably be me. Because I'd be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Nothing would change except the people's obsession towards me. That's the only difference. And I think this should be a good lesson to everybody. These interactions that I'm having with rich white Americans deep in the Vermont mountains is the value and the power that I've earned from enduring on the long trail. It's hard to see. Okay, we'll stand here. No, that truck's going the opposite way. I wanted to see how cool this looked. There we go. East is Hardwick, and that's where I always end up when I drive. I wind up in Hardwick, and there's a big Challenger RV, which is a nice, expensive $100,000 Class A RV. And it's on this big hill like O'Brien in a very small town. There's a lot of dense hills. So it's like really nestled in there. Hardwick, a candle that it's hard to light. Then Morris, like Chuck Norris, the cowboy, but Moore as in the Irish last name and the ancient African Moroccan house. Morris. Ville. Like villain. And also village. And then Johnson. And then directly ahead of us, 30 miles before the Canadian border, is a town called Newport. And then there's Jay Peak. Whereas K would be on the other side of the border, the 11. So right before Jay Peak would be the mountain. And then K would be the infinite beyond above it, and the discovery of that, the knowledge. And if you keep heading towards Johnson, you can go south to the tallest mountain in Vermont, which is Underhill, right by Mount Mansfield, which looks like a sleeping giant. And if you keep going all the way down to Jericho, which is in Detroit Become Human, where the survivors of the robot apocalypse went. And then you have Shining Town again, where I came. I've hit Burlington from every side except this one. And I've attacked it and converted it in my image, leading my Irish people into it. Slowly, every time I pave a way, somebody from my hometown moves in and takes a position of power. No, I don't feel like a coffee is worth it. Yo, I'll check these first. What's up, everybody? I have an audience. Check out my tickets. So this is for the 28th. Sorry, how to win it. Does it cost money to repay? Yeah, it does. Should we throw these out? Or should we fold them into origami roses? This is the 28th. What do you mean? Oh, I bought it on the 28th for the 31st. Now we have, this is also for the 31st. Then we have, this is for the 28th. Nope. I don't like the attack of someone that just came behind me. Not a winner. But if you've been following for a long time, there's been so much evidence of divine intervention and synchronicity the past couple days that I'm not even mad that these aren't winners, because I feel like something's coming. And I'm rarely wrong. The people behind me. 31. 31. Yeah, these morning crews are still part of the Sikh society. That needs to be taught a lesson. Okay, these are all for the 31st. So these are Dunzo. Hope you knew that. Now for a second. Yeah, this is the time to go live, huh? Everybody's waking up. What are y'all doing at 4 in the morning, guys? What the fuck are y'all doing at 4 in the morning? Oh, wait. Alright. What should we do with these? Should we turn them into roses and give them out, or do you think these guys don't deserve it? First, let's put these here. Okay, hold on. Go in my pockets. I will convert these to something. Chug that. Did you guys do breakfast sandwiches? Yeah, that was my question. Is when do you guys open? All right. Can I get a black and mild from you? Can I get a black and mild from you?
Circle what you can't find, and we'll figure it out. Maybe they deliver to another store.
Judgmental fat cunt.
Which one?
What do you have for flavors? How much are they for just a single plastic?
For the single?
Yeah, I'm looking at wine and cream, but I want to know if it's like $1.98 or like $3.50.
They're $2.49.
All right, I'll just get one wine wood tip, which is crazy. That's crazy. It's probably because, do you get a lot of people that buy them here?
Oh yeah.
That makes me feel better.
You have your ID on
Yeah. In Brattleboro, they're 79 cents.
you? I don't have control of the pricing. I know they sell this stuff.
I know, I got you.
We're all set to do anything on your phone.
You want a 6 milligram citrus?
The only 6 I have is coffee.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna get any this order either. They're totally out.
I'll just do the 3 milligram citrus.
No,
Have a good day.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, have a good night or day. What time is it? It's 4, right? It's 5. You're welcome. God, I hate these people. Something about morning people. What's going on with morning people, huh? Oh shit, look. A little voice in the back of my head said divine justice. Divine justice is coming for them. Guess what the manager's name was, guys? Just like the manager of economic services, the manager at the McDonald's, the manager at the Motel 6, and they're always a fucking cunt. I don't know why. Nothing on you, Heather, but their names are all Heather. Nothing on you. It was good that she kind of told it like it is to the other guy, because he was being a wimp. He was being a poor me mama's boy. They smoke these like candy where I'm from. Come on. My hands are full with soda. I got my ticket for the long way around. One with the prettiest of views. And I sure would like some sweet company. Oh. I can feel the anger in them. Can y'all let me know if smoking is a sin? Every time I smoke, it feels a little bit like I bit the apple. Or maybe it was just who I decided to smoke around. Those guys osmosed me. But last night, whether those were demons or not, I felt like there were beings that came down and told me to smoke. that they would turn into armor, basically. Kind of like a light version of a Venom symbiote, but made of light. And they tried to angle my imagination to an image of me smoking. So I didn't buy a pack of cigarettes. I bought this because I don't want to smoke cigarettes. But maybe I just need my due focus. Here's the crossroads. Or maybe it just reminds me of what I've learned. Like as soon as I smoke, I gain a better sense of myself. Like I can articulate it, hold on. So as soon as I smoke, the infinite abundance of myself is still there. I think it would be there, but the problem was the people that I could feel hitting the back of my spirit, and all the people that seemed to be, none of them said thank you. They all seemed very, something was off, right? Something was off with that guy's tone. He was looking for Zins. He was wearing hunting clothes. He's going out to kill something. Or those are his pajamas. And I'm leaving tomorrow. What do you say? Yeah. Smoking definitely helps with boundaries, even if it does take a lot of bandwidth to maintain. It does sort of condense you into the type of people I didn't like earlier. I can recognize that. But instead of being like this overwhelming wave of light, I become this confident, concise, but dark. It's pretty overwhelming to be me. If I'm being honest with you guys, the reference I got from my father, he didn't really have to say much, but whether it's because I wanted him to be this role model or he actually was, the way my dad stands and carries himself, which is probably my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and him, and everyone before them, allowed me to constantly create, it just taught me how to be. And then the other role models filled in the blanks. And they were all Leos and Tauruses, and then one Aquarius, but the Aquarius turned out to be evil towards the end. And none of them were wealthy. None of them had homes. They were in motel programs. And they might do a lot of bad shit. They if in other circumstances, they might have done a lot of bad shit to me. But in the way that I was, in the way that their lives were situated, was the perfect way for me to get the best representation of those people. So I've been thinking about having people who want to get away from it all that I vet, because it's hard to find trustworthy people. And I don't think anyone's trustworthy, I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, okay. I guess the best way to do it would be to program something in Unreal Engine and then transfer that programming of the camera angle switches to the drone. So I would drone map, or I don't even have to drone map, because I'd be in an open space. But I could fly the drone. They probably have this already in the drone, that I could fly it a certain way and then have it run that same program again. Because and all this time, even when I was 13, I was directing films. Like, I would have my friends on the playground with a camera, making movies on the fly, where I'd never designed anything beforehand. And we'd just go out there and I'd start directing everybody to act in a way that highlighted them better than they could imagine themselves. There we go. And that was Sam, Ryan, Jack, Olivia, Tyler, Tony, Will, Nate, Skylar, and then watching me from the background was Connor, who was a very tall Irishman with a French last name. And he was sort of the king back then, because he was tall and he was funny, because his dad was funny, and his parents were bikers that drank. So I was still making girls laugh until they fell off the chair. You know me. I was sitting with Taylor, and I would say things that made her crack up so much she would fall off the chair. When I was 13. And even though I wasn't kissing the girls, I always had 3 girls around me at all times. But I think they were subliminally catching on to the hatred that I was getting from the group, from the class, so they could admit that I was handsome and they liked me. And later on, like 10 years later, they've admitted that they had a big crush on me. But they treated me like I was shit. Every advance I made, they're like, ew. So I'm thinking it was more groupthink social stuff, that people were probably talking shit behind my back, and they were more worried back then when the Disney Channel was popular. They couldn't mix well. I was not able to be the guys from the TV shows. I had to learn that later. I was more like a raccoon man that grew up alone with ancient wisdom that I half remembered. I'm leaving tomorrow, what do you say? Should I pack up tonight and leave tonight? Or should I go first thing in the new year? I don't feel tired. There's nothing else I need here, unless I want to fill out public records requests I might not be able to afford, and go talk to people that I think are talented about working together on things. But I learned a valuable lesson today, because I spent about 6 months designing a coat, because I wanted to give confidence when they wore it. And then yesterday, one of the previous characters in my life had saved up some money, that he went to Walmart and bought himself a Snoop Dogg bomber coat. The Snoop Dogg Walmart coat. And I didn't like the way that he was at all. I don't like what happened to him. I don't like what he became. I didn't like it seemed like he had been possessed by a new level of cockiness, that he was walking around stunting He felt good about himself, so he was trying to overpower everybody. Whereas I don't do it intentionally. And I don't do it in a way that actually hurts others. So I was like, oh shit, maybe I was not supposed to design a coat, because then I would have a whole army of people that feel the way I don't like. So I should go back to the drawing board. And it always ends up that a black t-shirt is the best thing you can be, is the best thing you can wear to embody the masculinity. And everything else is just extra. You're being extra. Even though I have like intricate, amazing things, maybe those should be ceremonial. Please let me know in the comments if you guys think it would be worthwhile to make a GoFundMe. I'm still on the fence. It's taken me, even at my lowest, when I'm literally forced to walk up and approach strangers to ask for help with gas to get me to where I need to go, to get me more money to DoorDash, and had people treat me so horribly. I still felt it was dishonorable, even though I literally needed it to survive, and I had no other options. So for me to like come on and ask for help has been in the works. Me like trying to pick a lock for me to feel allowed to. Because I'd rather get it on my own. But I also thought that there was a lot of value in a group effort towards something, sort of like helping hands to boost the right person up so that he could fly and take out all the people we don't like. Sort of like how these First Amendment auditors do fundraisers so that they can devote their life to learning law and then going out to exploit those laws against people that exploit laws, like city hall officials. That's sort of my plan, but it's in a much better way. And I have faith, although it may be very difficult to grasp. I chose one of the hardest routes. I didn't go to Skid Row. I know that I would probably survive Los Angeles. Worst case scenario, if I didn't like it, I would literally just walk until I felt safe. Like if I went to Venice Beach and I waited till nighttime and then all of the relationships fell away and I was left there alone with no protection, because now I feel protected. The community knows me. I'm intricately woven into their network and I slowly raise the vibration of it. Overcame a lot of suffering. And I know I could do that in LA. And I've done it in Miami. I think worst case, I would just walk. I'd live stream myself and I would just walk until I felt safe if I didn't. And I'd go to a mountain and then probably get abducted by aliens. I'd most likely just crawl to a mountain and then I would walk scaredly, but not really scaredly. But I think that's over with. This is what I look like when I'm walking with my wagon. So, what do you guys, here's a poll, because I know you guys might be muted or just not answering. They put a lock. That's a fuck you, junkie. Leave a note that says, I'm disappointed. Leave a note. They put a lock on my outlet as a fuck you. I'm disappointed. It'll be I'm disappointed in you. Leave a note that says I'm disappointed in you, or leave them behind to degrade. As I leave with all the cool bandwidth and all the spiritual blessings and all the good things I had to contribute to the mycelial network, the mycelial community. Leave them behind, and or leave a note that says, I'm disappointed in you all. It's a choose your own adventure story where you don't have to face any consequences. Maybe I should go at night. Because I'm going to have to get this mouse out of my house, for one. Oh, it looks like nobody cares. Nobody wants to vote in my poll. I want to say I'm disappointed in you. But I think it'd be better to leave him behind. I don't think I should. You can't teach old dogs new tricks, you know? They're going to be prejudiced until they're dead. This is how I look when I'm walking with my wagon. I always get close to mauling my enemies. I get right at the cusp where they're not long for this earth. And then I decide that it's better if I just mosey on out. Not as a coward. It's never I'm too scared to do it, and it's not like I wouldn't get away with it. I'd get away with it. I could kill hundreds of people in this town, and no one would ever know. I could single-handedly be the force that eradicates white American culture. But, and I'm sad to say it, I value their life, even if I don't approve and I don't want them to be. Because I was changed with a lot of work and a lot of effort. And I appreciate life so beautifully. I refuse to believe that others can't. I do not want to be here. I do not want to go sit in my tent. But I also do not want to go to Johnson yet. Without all my things. Because I know I'm going to have to abandon it and walk back. And then I'm going to regret going there with nothing. Just to come back and pick up my stuff. So I have to wait here. But I don't have to wait in my smelly mouse house. I can sit right here. I'll go to my stinky mouse house. And we're gonna wait until sunrise. Then I'm gonna move all my things. I'm going to fold them all. I'm going to pack them in. I'm going to watch First Amendment audits, and I'm going to fantasize about food that I can't afford anymore. That $40 might have come in handy, but I spent it gambling, thinking that God might reward me. But I still feel this anticipation for a better life. I don't want it to be in Vermont. I don't like Vermont. But I'm having trouble seeing anything else right now. I'm mostly just in battle with tons of haters all day. I've been at war against energy vampires that want to steal and copy what I have. They try to take it for themselves. I think my life sucks in case he's got something going for him, so I might as well become him. In a way that I can hate him so much that he might fail. And then I get to do it. Because without me, he would be stupid. Be a weak-minded loser. He's one of those. The mouse crawled up and dug through from the bottom. No, it didn't. It crawled into the wagon and then it ate its way out from the bottom. The mouse jumped into my wagon while I was asleep yesterday and then chewed a hole through the bottom to get out. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave. I might leave this tent behind. Or I might take it just to throw it away up in Johnson. But I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take all the blankets and fold them and put them in the tote. I'm going to fold this up. I'm going to go get the tents and the tarps that are left over there. I'm gonna fold them all up. I'm gonna leave the pallets here for somebody else. The same way that I came into this environment and found a bunch of cool stuff that I use, someone else will come here. And hopefully in the future, I can engrave a note and screw it into this tree over here. With how to beat Morristown police at their own game. And I'll let them know that they're pedophiles and to be warned and always have your phone charged. Because they will just find a way to rape you. You better leave my house, mouse. Leave my fucking house, mouse. You better not have chewed through my coat, mouse. I need this. Leave my house, mouse. Somebody needs to call the police to trespass this mouse in my house. Nobody cared. Okay, well, good night, everybody. You just wanted to see